Good evening students. Today we will discuss about the preparation of phenols. So first let us see how we can prepare the phenols from different compounds. The first one is haloarenes. So haloarenes, the meaning of haloarene is that a benzene ring is there where one hydrogen is replaced by a halogen. In such we can get a haloarene. Okay. For example, we have taken here chlorobenzene. Clear? So chlorobenzene, when you will treat with sodium hydroxide at a temperature of 623 Kelvin and at a pressure of 300 atm, that is atmospheric pressure, you will get sodium phenoxide. So the replacement, first from benzene you have to make chlorobenzene. Okay, one hydrogen from this carbon is replaced by chlorine. Now the same hydrogen, hydrogen where you have attached the chlorine, and that chlorine is now replaced by sodium phenoxide. Okay, so this compound is known as the sodium phenoxide, and when this compound is treated with hydrochloric acid, you will get the final product, that is a phenol. Okay, so this is the structure of a phenol. So here you have to note one important thing is that whenever you are writing a reaction, always mention the name, as in I have not mentioned here, but you should always mention the reactant names as well as the product name. Okay, so here it will be chlorobenzene and here it will be phenol. Also, the next important thing is that you have to provide the conditions, you have to show the conditions under which the reaction is taking place, like there is a particular temperature for this reaction which is 623 Kelvin, as well as there is a particular pressure. So all this will add together to make the final product, which is a phenol, and so our aim of preparing the phenol from a haloarene is accomplished. The second reaction is from benzene sulfonic acid. Okay, so this is a benzene where you have to use oleum in order to produce the benzene sulfonic acid. So here we have written benzene sulfonic acid, but actually we have to prepare the benzene sulfonic acid. Okay, then only you will get the phenol. Same for here also. First you have to prepare the chlorobenzene from benzene, which is not shown here, but you have to prepare it, and then only you can go on with the reaction. So here also the first compound is benzene, and from benzene you have to make benzene sulfonic acid, and the formula is a benzene is there where one hydrogen is replaced by SO3H. Okay, now next you have to treat with sodium hydroxide in presence of acid. Here also you see we have used sodium hydroxide and acid. Here H positive indicates the acid, because you know an acid always releases the H positive, which is responsible for the reaction to occur. Okay, so here again you will get the phenol. Okay, so if you compare these two, you know that the first compound is benzene. For then next you have to make the chlorobenzene. Okay, then you can treat with sodium hydroxide and hydrochloric acid, you will get the phenol. Sometimes if you forget this part, you can directly write this, but then HCl should be shown here along with the sodium hydroxide. Okay, even if you forget this step, no problem, but you have to mention the hydrochloric acid along with the sodium hydroxide, and the temperature should be correct, and also you will get the marks. Okay. The third preparation is from diazonium salts. Okay, so first we have to take an aniline. Okay, so this is the structure of aniline. A benzene ring is attached where one hydrogen is replaced by NH2. So this is the structure of aniline, and when this aniline is treated with sodium nitrate and hydrochloric acid together, if you say this is a nitrous acid, and it will make up to diazonium salt, so N2Cl2. so this hydrogen is completely replaced by Cl, and one hydrogen is replaced by another nitrogen. So instead of NH2 you will get N2Cl. So number of molecules is same here, you can see. So one hydrogen is replaced by chlorine, another hydrogen is replaced by one nitrogen. Okay, so this is N2Cl and the name is diazonium salt. So these names are important, you have to remember. Next, if you dissolve it in warm water, then you will get phenol plus nitrogen plus hydrochloric acid. So this is a simple reaction. You see here the reactions are very simple, but you have to remember it. As I'm explaining, this seems to be very easy, but if you don't study them, no, then you will forget in which reaction what reagents you have used, whether you have to heat it or you have to cool it, or what reagents you have to use, what temperatures are required for a reaction. So all these are some very minute detailings that you have to remember. This is easy, but if you don't study, it seems to be very difficult and confusing. Okay, so it is important that you study every day, like not by heart, but at least if you give a look at the reactions, then you can remember it. Okay, so this is not like a one-day preparation. So every day if you go on doing 2 reactions or 3 reactions, and if you just give a reading to it, if you read aloud or if you try to practice them, then you can remember it without any effort. But if you are trying to study in one day, you won't be able to do any reaction. Okay, everything will be confusing in the examination. So it's better that you study every day. Okay, so next is from cumin. This is the structure of cumin, and as you can see that one hydrogen here in the benzene ring is replaced by C3H7. So this is the branching, and this is the structure of cumin. And if you treat with oxygen gas, if you pass oxygen gas through cumin, then you will get cumin hydroperoxide. So here this hydrogen is this hydrogen if is replaced, not actually replaced, in between carbon and hydrogen. So the reaction is occurring at this side, at this carbon side, the first carbon that you can see. So you know that 2 oxygens have come in between, have formed the bond, one oxygen bond, one carbon oxygen, and one oxygen hydrogen. So like that you have got the cumin hydroperoxide. Next, if you treat with water along with the presence of acid, you will get the phenol plus propanone. Okay, I hope this is clear to you all. So we have got 4 preparations. The first one was from haloarenes. So here one chlorobenzene you have used sodium hydroxide and hydrochloric acid. Then from benzene sulfonic acid, here you have used again the same reagents, sodium hydroxide and hydrochloric acid, if you say. Okay, any acid you can take. Next, from diazonium salt, for diazonium salt also you can see we have used the hydrochloric acid, but since it is a nitrous acid, you have to use the sodium nitrate. Next, with warm water you have to treat. And from cumin, if you say, you have to prepare a cumin hydroperoxide. Okay, so if you if it is very confusing to you, know, then you can remember the names. Like for haloarenes, you can remember the name sodium phenoxide. So for that also you have to remember the structure, then you will know what reagents to use in order to prepare this. Okay, similarly, if you say here from cumin, if you say you have to remember cumin hydroperoxide. Clear? So if you remember this structure and if you practice little bit, no, so it won't be that difficult to remember the reagents, which is very important in order to write the reactions. Okay, so this thing you it means you choose one technique which way is easy for you, since now you will get so many reactions and I know it is confusing. So it's better that you develop a technique rather than studying blindly. It will be more helpful and time saving. Next, let us talk about the physical properties and wind up for today. If we talk about the physical properties of alcohols, what makes the compound differentiate, so it is the functional group, isn't it? So functional groups differentiate between different compounds. If we are talking about a ketone, we know that it is C double bond O. If we are talking about an aldehyde, it is CHO. So these functional groups are the identification of compounds. Actually, we cannot name a compound unless we know the functional groups. So for alcohols also is same. The formula is, the functional group is OH and the formula can be written as ROH. We have discussed it many times. Next, So this is the site when we talk about any reaction or any properties of alcohols. This is the site which is important in order to discuss it, okay, because this is the differentiating portion. Next, when we talk about the boiling point of alcohols, it has a higher boiling point because due to intermolecular here it will be bonding, okay, so due to intermolecular hydrogen bonding. So there, when we talk about any alcohol molecules, there will be extensively hydrogen bonding in between different molecules, right? And when there is hydrogen bonding, you will require more heat, more energy to break down those hydrogen bonding. Then you have to get higher boiling point. Clear? Next, solubility due to the formation of hydrogen bonds with water. Any compound, not only alcohols, any compound when it is dissolving in water, it means that that compound is capable of forming hydrogen bonding, okay, that compound is forming hydrogen bonding. If it is not dissociating, that one you have to remember. Like I'm saying that sodium chloride is dissolving in water, I don't mean to say that it is forming hydrogen bond. It is not possible there. So for ionic compounds, if you say that it will dissociate if you dissolve in water, but for in this case what we will say, it is forming hydrogen bonds. And here you can see this is an alcohol, okay, CH3 CH2 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 OH. So this is a alcohol, okay, 1 2 3 4. So this is butanol. This is a butanol alcohol, and this is what, H2O, H2O. So these are water molecules, and as you can see, this oxygen is forming the hydrogen bonding, okay. Hydrogen bonding means what, one hydrogen atom and another some other atoms, okay, and that atom has to be more electronegative than hydrogen, then only it is possible. So that is another topic here, but you remember that whenever hydrogen is forming bond with any other atom, then it is known as hydrogen bonding, okay. So here also you can see the same, this oxygen is able to bind with the hydrogen of another water molecule, and here the hydrogen of the alcohol is binding with the oxygen of the another water molecule. So like this hydrogen bonding is possible, and you can see that it has mixed up with the water molecules. Clear? So this much for today, and we will discuss more about alcohols, phenols and ethers in the next classes.